There's one thing I have on my shopping list every single week, and those are eggs. I have them every week because I have an egg every day. I feel like it's the perfect protein. Now, when you're going to buy eggs, the things you want to look for, because there are so many options. Number one, pasture raised. Pasture raised, when it says that on your carton, it means that the chickens are actually allowed to roam around and eat what they would eat naturally. That makes for a healthy chicken most of the time, and that's what you want. You might see things that say free range or cage free, but it doesn't necessarily mean that those chickens are given a lot of space or that they're humanely treated. So pasture raised is what you're looking for. Now, pasture raised isn't always going to be organic because, of course, the chickens are able to eat whatever they want, but generally pasture raised chickens are fed an organic feed. So look for that as well. Now, you also see on the carton that eggs are always graded. You see grades AA, A, or B. And it's all about not weight, but about how the quality of the egg is. So how thick is the white, how flat and robust is the yolk, is the egg shell broken or cleaned? Of course, all the eggs in America are cleaned before they're put into a carton like this. Hopefully the egg shells are unbroken, but you're gonna check that at the grocery store before you bring it home. AA means that it's a very thick white. A means it's a reasonably thick white. B, you're probably not going to see because they use those eggs to make egg products like pasteurized eggs, liquid eggs, freeze-dried eggs. Eggs are also sized, so you'll see sizes all the way from jumbo, extra large, large, medium, small, and peewee, and they are sized by weight. For example, this is a little egg scale. No, I do not weigh my eggs. I just think this is really cute and I bought it in an antique store. But that's what they do. They weigh the eggs to see what size they are. And generally all recipes call for large eggs. So that's the size of egg that I buy. Now, when you're storing your eggs, some people keep their eggs at room temperature. Why? Because they probably have chickens that laid those eggs, right? When the chicken lays an egg, there's a cuticle around the shell that protects the egg from going bad. However, if you've bought your eggs in a carton, you do need to put them into the refrigerator because they've been pre-washed and the cuticle's been washed away. So keep it in your fridge in a very cold section, ideally not in the door where that convenient little egg tray is. Not the best place for eggs. Eggs will last about 4 to 5 weeks from the date that they were packed. That gives you a good question. How do we know the date that they were packed? Well, actually, on the carton, there's something called the Julian date. The Julian date is a 3-digit number that goes from 1 to 365. Yep, 1 is January 1st and 365 is December 31st. So you can look at the 3-digit number and know exactly when these eggs were packaged in the carton. Now, by law, they have to have a sell-by date of no longer than 30 days from that Julian date and a use-by date no longer than 45 days from that Julian date. So you see the Julian date, you know you've got about 4 or 5 weeks that you can use that egg. Some people actually wash their eggs, and I don't know why. Don't do it, because eggshells are actually porous, and when you wash an egg, you're actually increasing the chances of contamination. So there's no reason to wash the egg, because I'm pretty sure you're not eating the shell. Now, if you really want to test your egg to see if it's fresh or not, you can by putting it into a bowl of water. If your egg sinks to the bottom of the bowl and you put it in gently, then your egg is fresh. That's because the egg has not dried out. If it floats, it has dried out inside and there's an air pocket that allows it to float. But there's really no need to check your eggs this way if you know the Julian date and the best before date on your egg carton. Now, it's great when you see your eggs sink to the bottom and you know it's fresh, but they are harder to peel when they're fresh. So as with everything in life, there's a good side and a bad side.